Live.
All right, once again, we are back, and it is not Sunday. We fight for the Tuesday night edition in the man cave. Appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight, man. We just want to make sure that we come back and I guess continue the conversation that's been going on in different circles, that's been going on in different uh, classrooms, locker rooms, courts, or whatever the case may be. But before we get started, I want to say what's up to the number one PG, number one coach. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
Man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How about y'all?
Got ready to laugh, man.
Hey man, we blessed and we highly favored, man. But we just want to come back and chop it up, man. I mean, why not? So before we get started, as we always do, PG, anything on your dome? You good?
Man, I do got some on my dome. Brother says, why do, why do, I don't want to be like off the wall, but why is there so much negativity for minorities to start something and get bashed about everything they do as minorities? And for example, what I'm saying is like, for years, the newspaper will make certain rankings or certain teams or won't, and people wouldn't even go have a voice the way they do now to just attack. So for us to do something, why does it have to be so much attack on it instead of, in the words of Billy D, it all gonna take care of itself at the end?
Man, I think our society where we're more in competition than we are really trying to, uplift each other and help each other and cheer each other on. It's a lot of people that look at the next person, what I'm saying, they're in competition with that person amongst your own circles, what I'm saying, and then amongst one another in society, period. They worried about what you driving or how you get that instead of like, hey, let's sit down, let's talk business, let's share some information about resources and help me get there. And I think that's why everybody come to our neighborhoods and get rich. You know what I'm saying? Because we just can't consolidate and build wealth together. Instead, we're in competition.
Yeah, and it's crazy that I'm speaking for grown men, dog. If you're a grown man, and you gotta type up an essay on Facebook about how bad a situation is with other people. Man, I'm losing respect for you, man. 'Cause us as men, we ain't raised like we don't supposed to be raised like that. We don't supposed to try to get power off of social media by typing up stuff to be negative at the next person. And it's like now that's all you get. Like is like people want to type up and show all the bad. I want to say all the bad about what we doing, but they don't want to recognize the good that we doing. You know what I'm saying? And that we doing things from the heart. It's just like it's funny. It's very funny to me to see the way certain people respond when they ain't getting the clout that they want to get from social media. So we ain't giving you clout, we haters. Or we the worst thing popping. Like it's again, it's how many players you think in the last 30? Let's go to the 30 year situation we got with the top 50 players. It's easily we drew from like 115 guys names that we have on the list. And if you don't make that list, all of a sudden now we the worst thing popping because we ain't put you on our top 50 list. And that just it's sad, dog. And for me, I'm just gonna put it out there. All you crabs out there, go start your own podcast. Y'all keep saying y'all gonna do it. Go do it. If you don't like what we got going on, just go do it. Simple as that. Take time out your day to do what we trying to do. Cause for us, we ain't getting paid for it. We doing it out of the love for the kids.
All right, before I start, I saw something on social media the other day, so I'm gonna do this before I start. All right, so I might get it wrong, so let me do it first before I get started. All right, what it say? It's like a little song. Say, Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 So I want the Holy Spirit to move within me before I start saying and speaking. So I want to make sure I'm genuine and I'm authentic with my words. When we started Polk Hoops, there was nothing like Polk Hoops in existence. Nothing. We didn't go and cure cancer. We didn't go and figure out a different way to get a man on the moon. We didn't go and come up with some new algorithm that's an addition of Facebook or Twitter. We just set out to shine a spotlight on Polk County basketball because it had not been done. Period. That was the whole premise of it, and that's still the whole premise of it. We said we was going to be positive, we was going to be uplifting, and whether you agreed with it or not, we was going to always be fair and keep it real. I would be interested to see or hear from anybody that changed at all. Like you saying, bro, because we don't mention a name, we're not saying somebody is trash, but because we don't mention a name, we're all of a sudden trash. But other people cannot mention a name. I remember when I first started doing Polk Hoops, and I was doing the whole another organization. I won't mention their name. I won't get them that. I won't dignify that. But they was doing a ranking of the whole state of players. They like classes, and at that time they was doing it, and they still do it. They charge a fee. They charge a fee for you to even have access to their content. Polk Hoops is still free. Everything that y'all get from Polk Hoops is free. I looked at the list and I forgot what it might have been the sophomore class or junior class, whatever. But there was like 8 kids from Polk County that was missing off the list. Like 8 kids. And so I reached out to the guy. I'm like, I said I'm Polk Hoops or whatever, and I'm trying to, looking at your list, whatever. And I said a couple of our kids missing. Never got a reply back from the guy. But then the next day I got an updated list with all of a sudden all these Polk County kids on there. He never got any backlash from the Polk County folks from leaving kids off the list of some of the coaches that was in the county. They never reached out to the guy. I reached out to the guy, and I ain't coaching with nobody. Because if we're going to do it, let's do it right. But when we do it, all of a sudden now, we got all of these conversations. We got all of these comments. We got all these editorials. We got all of this feedback off of something that we haven't made negative. Have we called somebody trash? We listen, kids. Please show me, screenshot it and send it to Polk Hoops where anything that's been written on Polk Hoops page has been written negative about a kid. Alumni, current, former, whatever the case may be. Please do so. But because we don't mention who you think we should mention, now we trash. And like you said, but other organizations can ignore people, can have crazy lists, and they never get nothing at all. So make it, like y'all say, make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's where you lose me at. And I know that's where you kind of going with it. You try to make something that's very positive become extremely negative. And so what we got to do is we got to make sure that we stay positive and push past it, but we're going to also address it. So I just said a whole lot of words, so I'll be quiet and let both of y'all, if y'all want to jump in and interject, but I said a whole lot more than I wanted to say.
Yeah, and Brandon made a great point because I remember we were doing the voting of the games. I mean, we did that when we did the tournament. And for example, we know everybody know Kathleen was one of the most dominated teams in the '90s, in the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s. Kathleen was a dominant program. But when we did the list for voting, man, none of them people was voting for Kathleen. None of the Kathleen. As soon as they lose a game because of the votes, now it's our fault. But y'all got lack of participation when we do act for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great point. Like for what she said, to me, everybody gonna have something to say. But trust and believe, everybody who got something to say ain't gonna get a response. Some of y'all just mentally crazy to me to think that we gonna respond to you about your opinion. It's just crazy. Like today, I looked on the Instagram and to see some of them kids naming players. Like, first of all, let me break something down. How can you name a guy who didn't even make an all-state team, didn't make an all-area team, and y'all are naming these guys in a top 50 list of Polk County players against guys that actually went and played Division I basketball, was all-state players, and got recruited by several schools, and then you're gonna get mad and name someone who was the fifth best player on their team. Not saying they wasn't good, but they probably chose a whole nother sport. But y'all, oh man, y'all ain't incredible because y'all ain't mentioning such and such. William Barnes. Man, William Barnes was working at Publix compared to some of these guys that was making all state that we named. There's not one guy on that list of 40 players that we got right now that is not credible, that don't got the credit to be on there.
Oh, no.
Like
You know,
40 guys we named, the 40 guys we ain't even done, and we're gonna miss out on some guys. But them 40 guys we named, you can't replace none of those guys.
they're all legitimate. And the thing is, the 40 that we list is not like Brandon said, it's not a popularity thing with us. With us, you got to have some substance behind what you're doing. And substance ain't always sexy. Substance ain't always popular. It ain't always well received. So if you ain't put numbers, if you ain't put work in, that don't all that flash stuff don't do it for us. When for us now, for us, and we stand on what we stand on. But and maybe that's what you're mad about because maybe it's a sign of respect. Maybe it's a indirect backward sign of respect that since they didn't list us, if they do list us, we are respected. If they don't, now you feeling some kind of way. I mean, I don't know, but like you said, all 40 legitimate. You like we gonna talk about here in a minute. We're gonna talk about here in a minute with the current list, the current top 10. Because one thing y'all know, once we post it, we gonna stand on it. You can say how you can feel how you want to feel, and you entitled to that. You entitled to how you want to feel. That's the whole nature of Polk Hoops. We encourage conversation. Hell, between us three, we disagree, but all
All
of us
day.
we got legitimate viewpoints, and I'm not trying to change your mind or coach mind. Y'all ain't we make our point, we discuss it, and we move on. But some of this backwards, off the wall stuff that we be that I tell you, I'm so much better, and you guys have gotten a lot better too, both of y'all. I'm so much better at reading and moving on than I used to be. And it's just like the logic of some of the names, some of the rationale that folks come with. You ain't got to agree with us, but at least give a decent point. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a legitimate basketball discussion on why you saying what you're saying, other than just some off the wall, like you said, McDonald's, Circle K. Ain't nothing wrong with McDonald's, Circle K. Let me say that. I don't know about it negative, but McDonald's, Circle K type conversation.
Man, listen. For me, I know you look at it you got one point of view where you look at it. Billy D has a point of view where you look at it. For me, I have a point of view where I look at things. But you're not gonna name nobody because for me, I'm gonna look at stats. You ain't gonna name somebody average 6, 7 points a game and then tell me that they're supposed to be on the top 50 list in 30 years. You smoking crack, all right? You putting your hand in the shit of toilet. There's no way you can mention a guy because they dunked 5 times in the game to tell me that I'm supposed to pick them to be mentioned in a top 50 conversation. All right.
Right.
And then for me, when we don't make it, it's a way to debate. Like she's saying, it's a debate. We ain't debating when you're telling us we hate us or we ain't credible. Or, that's when it gets off of debating. I like the debate when you can name and write up, okay, this is why you think this guy can be part of this list. But when you start talking off the wall, like, man, we some suckers, or we ain't got this, or we ain't that, we ain't nothing official about us because you ain't make the first top 10, or your kid ain't make top 10, man, y'all wow. Y'all bumping y'all heads, man. And then y'all want us to respond? Come on, man. Y'all be honestly, bro, y'all be naming some garbage guys. If we go to the top 50, everybody y'all be trying to name ain't even don't know what college look like to say college basketball.
Man, I'll be done with my cup in the first 20 minutes.
Like, if you gonna name top 50 guys, for me, when I'm looking at the guys since I've been around here, if they ain't even get a scholarship offer, how they top 50 in the county over those 40 guys we just named? Those 40 guys we named, if these kids that we get in the top 10 are getting offers and they had the best summer, they had a great summer, how are you gonna take away from what they do because you want to name kids that we already ranked? That's crazy. That's crazy. For me, if you a top 50 player, you at least had to have a scholarship offer. You had to at least be first team all county. There's not nobody on that 40 list that wasn't first or all county.
No.
Hey, everybody, listen. Everybody we named on that list was that.
At the minimum.
At the minimum, I don't know where you get that they wasn't that. Everybody that's on that list that's 40 was that, bro. Everybody on that list, verified. For me, you tell me who on that list wasn't that. That's what I would like to hear. Who wasn't that?
Maybe if we put stats with the stuff that we saying.
But we did that before, right? When we start naming them 10 guys, when we start naming the Rashard Andersons, the Gerald Zimmermans, the Wayne Bacons, the Tracy McGrady's, the Tony Bradley's and all that, and we still got backlash. You talking about guys that were McDonald's All-American and people wasn't happy.
Yeah, we definitely did that this summer.
Yeah.
When we was naming the best, 15 to 20 from each school.
Well, how you gonna tell me that, for example, a Rashard Anderson is not a top 15 player when this guy was a third team parade All-American in high school and played at Kathleen for 4 years? How you gonna tell me Tony Bradley can't go down as one of the greatest players in Bartow history when he was a McDonald's All-American? Oh, that era, this era. Come on, man. Come on, bro. In our era, we can't say we got that many. Come on. That's crazy, man. We ain't done with the list. Timo, we're not done with the list. We still got 10 guys and we're gonna leave off 20 people. But for them 40 that we put up there, I can't tell you, name one guy that ain't deserving of it. Was Bo Rounder better than Lester Hunt?
Lester was a beast, bro.
Exactly.
Lester was a beast.
Hey, listen, bro, I don't care what Rashard Anderson went to school at. When that boy went to that Nike camp against all them All-Americans, he proved the point to be the top 2 small forwards in the country.
Yeah.
He went to UConn. We can't argue about how can you argue about a kid that went to UConn, bro? What are we doing?
What is where he went to school got to do anything? He did that when he went up to the people. It wasn't no school on your list.
Remember we had that argument about Tracy. Everybody was like, well, if Tracy would have stayed here. I'm like, yo, y'all don't understand that when Tracy went to the ABCD camp, he wasn't at New Mount Zion. He was still enrolled as an Auburndale student. It was just the summertime. He became the number 1 player in the country from Auburndale, not from New Mount Zion.
You know what get me is folks name players that they seen. So their frame of reference is like here. Bro, we talking about 30 years.
Yeah.
You talking about 3 semesters. It's a whole different conversation. Half these people that we name it, if you just because you don't recognize the name, go do your research. Go do your research. Are we going, just for example, somebody just put Chris Burgess in the chat. I didn't bring a name up here in the chat. Chris Burgess to Alvin Pearsall. Who taking Chris Burgess over Alvin Pearsall? Make it make sense, bro. A lot of people don't know Quentin Culler. Who taking Quentin Culler? I mean, taking Burgess over Quentin Culler. But you don't know Quentin Culler, so your frame of reference ain't gonna be able to make that. You ain't gonna be able to make that connection. That's what we do. We ain't out here just shooting from the daggone hip. A lot of these people don't know, for example, Kenny Gamble. A lot of people don't know Pop. If you say Gerald Zimmerman, nobody don't know Gerald Zimmerman's name. If Gerald Zimmerman walked to you right now, you wouldn't know who he was, Marlo Lawson. But Gerald Zimmerman and Marlo Lawson averaged 30 a game in high school when basketball was a lot more real than it is now. What we talk, I mean, it's like, that's where you lose me at. You talking about cats that you saw for 5 seconds. We talking about 30 years. Talking about 30 years, and we talking about some cats that daggone was getting it to people, man. That's where you lose me at, because have a decent conversation if that's where you at with it. And you ain't got to agree with it, but that's all I'm saying.
Like, cause Iggy on here, why go bash us because of who we picking?
Exactly.
Now you got to look on why is the negative thing about who we picking? So for people that don't understand, since we are on the show, there were 88 names. And if y'all don't mind, I'll just go down and name some of the people so they'll know that.
Hold on before you say that, bro. Hold on before you say that. See, I'm trying. Oh, let me ask the Holy Spirit to activate again, bro. Kevin Capers top 10 over the last 30 years. Kevin Capers top 10. See, that's when you lose me. It's like I gotta check out, because it's a disrespect, man.
Okay. You know what we should be talking about, bro? What's disrespectful is that Tracy McGrady was left off the 75 list. That's what y'all need to be arguing about. That Polk County's Hall of Famer was not on the 75 list. But y'all want to argue with us about a 50, but we got Tracy who just got left off the list.
Bro, don't we have at least 10 players that in the last 30 years been either parade or McDonald's All-American?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we got 10. You telling me that Kevin Capers better than 10 people that made some type of daggone McDonald's? No disrespect to Kevin Capers. He'll fine fella. In the words of Terrence, he'll fine fella. But let's just
college, bro. Kevin Capers college. Okay, we can put him on that top 2.
College, bro. So let's look at, and let's not confuse the two.
Oh yeah, he's the best player to ever play at Polk. But Kevin Capers in high school.
We talking high school, boss. We do Polk State. We do Polk County. Said the top 50 in the last 30 years in high school, not college.
So just a name 10. I ain't even just put them in no order. But you say Tracy McGrady, Dominique Jones, Dwayne Bacon, Tony Bradley, Alvin Jones, Gerald Zimmerman, Chris Davis. That's 7, right? Marlo Lawson, that's 8. BB Walden, that's 9, and Rashad Anderson, that's 10. And Kevin Capers is better than them 10 guys?
How many of them guys you just said, with the people in the chat that's saying all that, they don't even know them, bro. That's what I'm saying. So it's like you ain't even getting the whole gist of the 30.
Now, college-wise, Kevin Capers after college, he definitely in that conversation. High school Kevin Capers? Come on, man. Come on, bro.
It's like we're trying to be educational in this thing, and the instruction is getting this much education. This much educated hat. The instruction is leaving us, bro. It's just like I'm good, coach. It's just I said you heard me trying to activate. I done tried to activate the Holy Spirit a couple times, but I'm almost done. And
we had BJ Leaf on wheel. We had Roy Leaf. Roy Leaf went to state 3 times out of 4 years in high school, and he signed with Seton Hall, and he was all state 3 years. Am I right, Billy D?
Yeah.
That don't make the list.
What else?
You all stayed 3 years, and you go to state tournament for 3 years, and on top of that, you play in the Big East. You get recruited at Seton Hall. That was a Power 5 Big East.
Dude, man,
you don't on the list.
Bruh. What's the criteria? Y'all tell us what the criteria to do. The three-time All-State player in high school, bro, went to a Big East school. He went. Now we ain't say what he did when he got there. We saying he went there. He did all this in high school. That's his body of work. That's his body of work, and that ain't good enough. I mean, give me the criteria. What we should be looking at. I'm lost. Timo, we know you Mulberry. Try your friend Reverend. We got Lester Hunt on there. I don't know if anybody else in Mulberry gonna be top 50. Just keeping the G other than Lester Hunt. Maybe David Rose. Maybe.
We got
the
list goes AJ Jones, Alvin Jones, Amari Stoudemire, which we X'd out, Antonio Morris, Art Salary, BB Walden, Bo Randall, Brandon Giles, Brandon Robinson, Brandon Streeter, Bucky Hodge, Chance McSpadden, Chris King, Chris Davis, Chris Richards, Chris Perry, Chris Burgess, Corey Sanders, Damone Moore, Darrell Washington, David Rhodes, DeAndre Brown, Delmon Henderson, Derek Simmons, Derek Brooks, Derek Stribling, Desmond Clark, Devon Walker, Dwayne Bacon, Damari Tompkins, Dominique Davis, Dominique Williams, Dominique Jones, Doug Brooks, EJ Moody, Elmo Stevens, Eric Anderson, George Hardy, Gerald Zimmerman, Adele Bell, Jamie Phillips, Jarrell Blocker, Jay Fraud, Jarek Stevenson, Jerome McKiskell, Jimmy Baker, Jordan Praise, Carlos Odom, Kenny Gamble. That's 50 guys we named, and we still got 50 more I'm not going to name that we had to pick 50 guys from. Man, y'all funny, man.
That's alphabetical. That's alphabetical,
man. That's alphabetical order.
That's just alphabetical.
So for me, I'm going to ask this question. Who was Mike Hardy better than on that 40 list? Because you threw his name out there. Who was Julius better than on that 40 list? I just want to know. You throwing names out there that's better than these all-state players. Or them 40, who they better than?
And what was his body of work in high school? Since you put him out there, we didn't put his name out there. You did. What is body of work in high school?
And I didn't say he couldn't play. I want to know who he better than on that 40 list. What you mean, which one? You looked at the same list, Iggy. You the one been spazzing out on us. When he go to
said Mike Hardy. Timo, and that ain't even the whole list, bro. That's alphabetical. We just got we stopped right there, bro. That's in ABC order, as we say in school. We ain't even got the element
on that list because of you, because you was asking about Bo, like we mentioned him Bo, bro. Like he's in the conversation of 100 players. But y'all think it's 50? Who he ain't better than on that list? Man, you go look at that list, bro. All them guys on that list, heavy basketball players.
That's all, bro. And the thing is, bro, you just named the alphabetical list. You ain't even get the elemental P. Ain't that what they say in school? Elemental P. You ain't even got the elemental P. You stopped at
Dominique Jones better than Mike Hardy. Rashard Anderson was better than Mike Hardy.
Hold on, before you even get to the that's on the list, bro. If we and you know we don't get into this comparison thing, but anybody who know basketball, y'all telling me two players that ain't gonna make the list.
Hey Iggy, you ain't been watching the podcast, man. You just want to debate because we named Dominique from Cal. I just named Dominique name, bro. You just want to debate some crazy stuff, dog.
Man, it's just
I'm only going back and forth with Iggy because that's my boy. Y'all know that. Y'all know
you got Iggy. You got Iggy.
Yeah, I got Iggy. That's my guy. But he talking crazy. I saw your post, Iggy. It took me 5 times not to comment. It took me 5 times not to comment on your page, Iggy. Just call you my boy because I ain't want nobody to think that me and you were personal going back and forth arguing. Well, man, you tripping, bro. You tripping with them names you name. Compared to them 40 lists. Iggy. That's just like me naming three people from Winter Haven and trying to say they're better than Slim. I would be crazy to do that. That's what you on right now. For me to say 3 other people better than Slim don't came through Polk County. If I say that, you'd be like, man, I'm crazy.
You probably need to put her on the list, hell.
Yeah. So even with the top 10 list, bro, we got so much bash from the top 10 players that we just posted pictures of. And I'm trying to figure out who don't deserve to be on there. And one of the names that kept popping up was the number 11 kid, KK, which was well deserving. He could have been top 10. But I think people forget, and I'm glad Monty's on here. We had Marcellus ranked at like 12 or 13 last year. And that kid, everybody on this thing except me was like, yo, he got to average this to be that. That kid was the second best player in the county last year. And took them boys to the regional final against the state champs.
But this the thing, like I said, this what get me, and I think this will get y'all too. If you don't agree with what we're saying, that's fine. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. That's what Polk is about. Healthy conversation, keeping the vibe and the energy for the culture of basketball, because it hasn't been there. Where you lose me at is when you become negative with no basis for your negativity. Because we ain't being negative. What we posted, we ain't posting nothing negative about a kid. We ain't saying the kid trash. We ain't saying the team trash. We ain't saying none of that stuff. So why we got to be trash because you don't see a name? That's where you get me
Mike
at.
Hardy was legit. Mike Hardy was legit, bro. But this man just said Mike Hardy is better than Dominique Jones.
Dominique who? Dominique Jones?
And Mike Hardy had game, bro. Let's not get it twisted that Mike Hardy couldn't play, because Mike Hardy could go. But if you saying he better than Dominique Jones, bro, I'm really, you done lost me again, bro. I'm about to walk off this show just by you typing. I'm about to get in my feelings how I was with Chuck the other day.
I'm about to bring you one of these, bro. Cause the Holy Spirit, he ain't activating. I keep asking.
Man. This man just said Mike Hardy was better than Dominique Jones, man. See. I can't name 10 guys who better than Dominique Jones. What is this guy talking about?
I wonder if anybody else feel that about Mike. Let's take a poll.
No, Mike was tough, Barnes.
I ain't saying Mike wasn't tough. I ain't saying I saw Mike, and that's the thing about us too. Also, bro,
he was better than Dominique Jones.
We are when we do our stuff, we do it off of what we have seen. At least one of us, probably all of us, have seen like that top 10. I can speak with very much certainty and confidence because I watched. I didn't go and get no secondhand information like some people do. I didn't say, hey, what you think about this kid? No, I got there, and y'all know I was there leaving work. And I was there every night watching. So when I'm talking off what my eyes saw. This ain't no eyewitness. This ain't no secondhand. So when we talking about this stuff, we talking about stuff that we saw. So I saw Mike Hardy play. I'm not saying Mike Hardy can't play. But you telling me that besides Iggy, who else think that Mike Hardy is one of the top 50 players in the last 30 years for the entire county of Polk? That ain't his homeboy?
But my thing is we don't have nothing to take from this. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting paid. We don't get to beat our chest or none of this. So it can't be political. Like, what are we gaining from this? Like, what politics are involved? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are three different people. We have three different opinions.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Coach. He ain't. We can just. It's spoiler alert. He ain't gonna make the top 50 for basketball. But now I guess he's saying that Dominique Davis wasn't better than Mike Hardy. People don't get Dominique Davis. People don't get people like Desmond Clark because they went to school for football.
But he named Julius, bro. He named Julius. McClellan.
Let me go. All right, I'm gonna go get some more. All right.
Hey,
who's not gonna be able to go to work tomorrow, man?
So my other thing is like with the guys, like we had it was a great argument about the top 10 rankings. Mm-hmm. I understood some people's point because a lot of people have came to me about it, and what I clearly told them was I don't know the kid. So I went with the majority. You two got, and this is my thing that I tell anybody when it comes to a kid that I don't know. What I do know is Corey Barnes and Billy D was reffing and watching the games all summer every single day that they played. Every game that was played, Corey sat there with his pen and paper. He took notes of how they played. Billy D, you ref games. So we had 2 out of 3. We had 2 out of 3 of us watching Summer League. So how can I debate with y'all about a kid that I don't know that y'all tell me that he's even well deserving to be in the top 15, even in the top 11? Because the first thing we discussed, I thought the Turner kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the Turner kid, because I don't know this kid. Somebody tried to make me know him yesterday, and I'm like, yo, I don't remember this kid. Was he the kid that was the guardian wall? I don't remember the kid, so I can't vouch for someone I don't know. I
Yeah,
know what
that's
I saw
another
when I
thing.
did come to the games that I did watch. I
I
know
think
what
he
I
was hurt.
saw for the guys,
He was hurt.
but I know what I saw. I saw Tyler, who we didn't even rank in the top 8 in the end of the year. We didn't rank Tyler in the top 10, did we?
No.
I saw Tyler go from not being in the top 10 to most valuable player of the summer. I saw us say KJ don't even need to be in his spot, and he gonna struggle with at the point for Bartow till he helped lead Bartow to the championship game, and they won it.
Yeah.
I saw Jamie Phillips Jr. at 6'3", 6'4", running the point for a Winter Haven team that only lost 1 game in the summer league. We saw the Chancey kid. We've been talking about him, and y'all were talking about him before I even saw him. We know what Trey Lane did all summer. These kids were proving. So now we're questioning why they don't need to be on there.
And that's all my thing is. Let's not tear down the build up. That's what. Let me say this. That's not what we're gonna do at Polk Hoops. We're not gonna tear down the build up. Whether you agree with what we're doing or not, whether you think we trash, whether you think we're not reputable, whatever the case may be. First of all, the body of work speaks for itself. So that is a non-issue. The knowledge of the 3 of us, and like I say, even past that, the fact that we are eyeballing this stuff. So we ain't out here just coming, we ain't shooting from the hip. We eyeballing this stuff. And so we based our stuff off of, a lot of it was off the summer because of their new roles. Mm-hmm. And then some of it was off of last year because, and if you look at last year by their work, no disrespect, but I mean, if you the 8th or 9th guy on your team last year and then you didn't play this summer, how are we tripping off what we saw when we didn't see nothing? I mean, make it make sense for me now. Make it make sense. If you were the 8th or 9th guy on your team last year, for whatever reason, to Iggy point, whatever reason, and then this summer you didn't play, wrong?
Hey, Iggy, man, I can't even go out Iggy with this if they're at a different school. Iggy, everybody want privilege to play at 5 high schools, bro, like you. Everybody want privilege to do that.
Oh, I'm about to go get some more cups. I'm gonna run out of cup already.
Yeah. Man, I was at Lake Gibson watching you drop 30, bro. That ain't. You can't. Hey, we done debating with Iggy, man.
You giving Iggy that energy. You giving Iggy that energy.
I'm telling you, we're done debating with Iggy, man. You gotta know I was at the game. That guy just won't talk, man.
I mean, and the thing is, you disagree, Coach Cheese, and you gave your reasoning, your rationale. It's a little biased, and with respect, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to vouch for your guy. We expect if you are actively involved at a high school, whatever high school, fill in the blank high school, we expect for you to vouch for your guy. We would expect nothing less for you to vouch for your guy. The beauty of Polk Hoops is we're not at a high school. Now, Coach Billy D get a bad rap because he coaches at Winter Haven for their girls, and he's automatically assumed that he's with the girls. He's automatically with Winter Haven, attached to Winter Haven High School because he coaches with the girls. That has nothing to do with the whole gist of it. And at the end of the day, Billy D gets 1 vote. It's a 3 vote system. So even if Billy D comes in there and swaying from the rooftop for the Winter Haven guys, which he wasn't doing, it's only 1 vote. It's the other 2 of us, all of us, everybody get equal footing on it. But we expect for you to ride for your guys. You're supposed to. That's the whole point of it. But for us, we're gonna keep it objective. We're gonna keep it in the middle, and we get that's not gonna always be sexy. We get that's not gonna always be.
Hey,
Willie Williams,
hey, John, Sylvester Small is definitely in that top 100 conversation, bro. So you ain't got to worry about that.
And remember now, we didn't get the LMNOP. Fly on the list. Fly on the consideration list. That's what y'all be getting. Y'all don't even know who all on the list that's even in consideration. You just run it off. You see 10 names, and you don't see a name that you should say. Like the other day, we mentioned Derek Simmons. Derek Simmons, like, oh, I thought y'all forgot about it. I know you did. It's like, bro, we dropping 10 names at a time. It's like, anyway. But
bro, but for real though, it's
we know you going to lie, Iggy. We already know what it's going to be. We already know. I'm surprised it took this long for you to go live. I know it's coming. We gonna be trash.
You better name them players.
It's politics. We don't know what we're talking about. We got it. We get it. We get it, and we understand it. We accept it. We receive it. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. We're not going to talk negative of you or your opinion. We can't help if you talk negative of us or our opinion. It's cool. We take a lot more than we give. Trust me. We take a lot more than we give and we want to give. But we wanted to jump on here today and kind of talk about this because
hey, Coach, I know y'all ain't gonna talk about. I want to get the Cheese's point about Shaw and who he thinks Shaw was better than in that top 10. I would be interested to see who he thinks, because I know Cheese only talking from a coach's point, right? And we got that same information from Auburndale.
She's a little biased. She's biased too, but yeah, we can hit his point though. But he biased. He should be biased.
I don't know what few underclassmen got to prove them. Hey, so some of them underclassmen got D1 offers as underclassmen. That's interesting. That's interesting to me, Chief. You saying proving the point, you getting D1 offers as a sophomore in the summer. That's a lot.
So he's saying that he's not saying he's top 10, but he's not 20. He's saying he think he's better than Daraji, Sebastian, and Jaden himself from Lake Wells.
Oh, okay.
And Harvey Wilson. So if we go back to what we base a lot of our stuff on, okay, just for folks that's listening, okay, whether you care or not, we base it off of last year production and also summer production. And since you mentioned the names now, we'll line them up. Rosario averaged 18 a game as a freshman last year. As a freshman now, Excel averaged 15 a game. Hardy, I think, averaged like 6 a game. Harvey Wilson averaged like 10 a game. This summer, Daraji Hardy was arguably one of the top 5 players in the whole summer league, arguably. Shaw averaged 6 a game last year, based off of Mac Preps. Okay, let me make sure I'm getting this. Well, make sure we getting our information from Max Preps. So I went to everybody's team's Max Prep page and looked at their stats from last year. So y'all can look it up too. Do your own research like I do. Shaw averaged like 6 a game last year. Shaw did not have a better summer than Hardy, Rosario, Excel, or Wilson. Wilson has an offer from Stetson. Okay, so if we line those 4 up against Shaw, then their body of work is better right now than Shaw's body of work. Now, does that mean that Shaw will not end up the season?
I think Shaw end up in the top.
I'm not saying. I mean, you look at last year. We had Monty, like you said, number 13. Monty ended up one of the top 3 kids in the county and second team All State. If you asking me right now, is Wilson upside more than Shaw? Yeah, Wilson is a sophomore. He's a junior. He's 2023, and he's 6'7". He's a post kid, and he already got a Stetson offer. I mean, he got a D1 offer right now. He a junior. Shaw a senior. So is his upside more than Shaw? Since you comparing now, we're not comparing. So Coach Shaw, don't size me when you see me at practice tomorrow night, bro. Don't size me when you see me You still my dog. We still from from way back. We still brothers. But he bringing it now. Cheese is bringing the names up. So tonight we gonna give you what you want. Y'all mention the names. We gonna talk about it. Y'all know I don't talk about names because I'm not a big fan of rankings at all. But I understand that they have to be done, so we do them. But if we're gonna talk, you ask the question, so we're gonna answer it. So all four of those guys for us are ranked higher than Shaw for that reason. Now you may not agree with it, but that's our rationale. Give us some more, and I name some more while I take another sip.
Yeah, they arguing with preseason rankings where like we said from the beginning, we had Marcellus Thomas at 13 or 14, and he ended up number 2.
But we tell you what we base it off of now.
Not only ended up number 2 in Polk hoops, this kid made second team All State.
He did.
State, boss.
All State. We were wrong, but
nobody probably except Monty and his dad that saw second team All State. So. Man, look at my son trying to stir the pot. We still got 10. We still got 10 more to go, CJ. We said that way. We still got 10 more now. We won't be releasing the other 10 until Sunday. So
I just haven't been named yet. His name is mentioned.
So based off of that, I mean, it's like we give you our rationale and you say your reasoning, but it's like, and that's fine. If you feel like he should be ranked higher than them Cheese, that's fine. So instead of 16, you feel like he should be 15, I guess. That's fine. But I'm telling you where we came from with the thing. Rosario averaged 18 a game as a freshman. Yeah, I mean, people may not even realize that. That kid, like, what, 5'6", 5'5", 18 a game as a freshman. Them people went to the what? Regional semis like that? They went to the regional semis, right?
No, regional quarters. They made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs. And ain't nobody out late. Well, that was the year before. And the year before, they won 3 games. They went from 3 games to the playoffs.
Hey, here, the late well coach hate me because I said they were going to win 2 games.
Come on, man. You had them sanitation. You had them straight sanitation, man. So
I'm on the podcast with a Lakewell legendary coach telling him that his hometown gonna win 2 games. I disrespectful that. And then I proved it. It got proved wrong. I said Kathleen will win 3 games.
So we had the 10 players that made the top 10. Each one of the kids has at least one college offer. At least. Some of them got a whole lot more.
She said Shaw was their second best player, so we ain't gonna even give Jimmy no credit. Y'all ain't gonna give Jimmy no credit now that he ain't from Lakeland, huh? Cheese,
how many points a game did Shaw average? Go look at Max Preps real quick and see if your numbers what your Max Preps say the same thing.
I just feel like Cheese just disrespected Jimmy Huff.
No, he did, but I want to make the point though, because he making the point. Now I want to make sure you specifically saying the name, okay? So go. I'm not saying a few good games, boss. We're talking about body of work. We're not talking about the 19 head against Lakeland or the 15 head against Bart or whatever. We're talking about the body of work. The season is more than a couple games. So for his stats for the year, go look at Max Preps and see what I'm telling you what we base it off of. Go look at what he did for the year last year. And then what my eyes saw what he did, and Coach Billy D and Tuma saw what he did this summer in Summer League. Was you in Summer League? Was he one of the top 10 players in Summer League this year? Cheese.
My two partners in crime, Polk, Billy D. I'm asking you the question. Does Kathleen make it to the regional finals without Jimmy Huff?
No, sir.
No,
sir. Does Kathleen make it to the regional final without Jimmy Huff?
No.
To be honest, bro,
you can ask Kathleen that. You can ask Cheese. Do y'all make it to the regional final without Jimmy Huff? I know what Shaw and Broker say, but I'm asking you, so you understand too. Y'all make it to the regional finals without Jimmy Huff? If you still on here, Coach Higgins, AD, would y'all make it to the regional finals? Since we putting it out there, we gonna put it out there today.
What was my argument before Jimmy Huff came? What I say they're gonna be before Jimmy Huff showed up? Attention. Attention.
Tension was the word last year. Tension was the vocab. This year's onion. Last year was tension.
Yeah. And the thing is,
that ain't the question, Cheese, because you said the second best on the team. So you said Jimmy Huff started out good. That means he got bad. There you go, Reggie. Reggie, you're a Kathleen guy. Monty, you're a Kathleen guy. Y'all make it to the region final without Jimmy Huff? Since we Kathleen, let's keep it
we need him.
Yeah. Like, I'm saying, bro, what we gonna do is we gonna be objective. It may not be popular, but it's gonna be consistent.
They had no point. That means Monty has been on the point the whole time.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was about to say.
Monty don't do what he did without Jimmy Huff. Monty would have been wore out. Yeah. And Monty,
thank you, Mike London, cause talking crazy, man. That real devil madness right now.
That's all I'm saying, man.
I don't know who got a bad cut in here, Iggy or Cheese right now.
Oh man, I just got that bad cut, man. All I'm saying is you ain't gotta agree with it, but we gonna be consistent. We don't have no dog in the race, man. But you supposed to fight for your guys. So Cheese, I respect you. I wouldn't expect nothing less from you. You supposed to go down with the ship. That's like when we was ranking kids, we were doing the either or stuff. Monty, it was against some other kid. Monty say, I don't care who y'all put. I ain't finna go against my son. And you're not supposed to. I don't care. We say Jordan against your son. You supposed to say my son. Hell, that's my son. Mm-hmm. So I don't expect nothing less. I don't expect nothing less but for you to go down with your guy. You supposed to. I respect that, bro. I'm just telling you, us, we gonna keep. And you know, I'm a Kathleen guy. So and like I said, Shaw and broke my brothers, but I'm gonna keep it with them. Then I'm gonna keep it with you.
Being here, all I knew about was Kathleen. Coach Gibbons had us watching Kathleen basketball. That's who we supported.
Yeah, man.
I'm a Kathleen. I was zoned for Lake Gibson when my little cousin moved in with me, and I sent him out there with Cheese. I'm a Kathleen guy. I love Kathleen. But I'm being realistic. They were gonna win 10 games without Jimmy Huff.
10 games?
Simple. That's what my prediction was.
Bro, and that was our prediction because we didn't know they had Jimmy. They knew it.
They talking on the love of
Broken Shot, y'all knew it. Cheese, you knew it. Mike London, you knew it. Monty, you knew it. But I get it. I'm Polk Hoop, so I ain't Coach Bond. I ain't defy y'all. Y'all, you know, it's a different code, not just on Polk Hoop. But y'all knew it, and y'all kept it quiet, and that's fine. It's cool. But
I get it, Night King. But I had that tension standing tall. It was
Night King. You know who Night King is. He coming out now. That's my team.
They got my Facebook there.
Go down with the ship. That's what you're supposed to do.
Hey, listen. If it's two things you could have told me at the beginning of the summer was that Kathleen was gonna make it to the regional finals, and that Lake Will was gonna win more than 2 or 3 games. Boy, I would have told one of y'all to slap me if that was gonna happen. I'd have been slapped 3 or 4 times because both of them shot me.
And that's what I'm saying. So, but you still that you got to go play. They did a great job, bro. Who would have had Kathleen in Discovery in the regional finals in the regional finals for the season?
No.
You still got to line it up. Who would have had McKeel in the regional semis?
Hey, you know what's crazy though, man? Somebody asked me about Shaw. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Somebody asked me about Shaw, and with the coaching, and I said, you were there, Bond. I said, do y'all realize what Shaw did in his 3 years? And how much Kathleen has improved with Shaw as a coach? Mm-hmm. I don't think we give Shaw enough credit for what he's done in 3 years at Kathleen. Like he went from KJ freshman year to 20-win season, and he come back and lose that, and come back and make it to the regional finals.
Man, Shaw took, in the words of Biggie, Shaw took Kathleen from Ashley to Classic, man. So. I mean,
I didn't want to see
folks don't give him enough credit, bro. He coached his butt off last year.
Credit, dog. I had to defend that the other day. Like, I don't think people realize Shaw been winning at Kathleen, bro.
And other folks wasn't.
Shaw's done a great job. Even with, the pieces that he lost. You know what I'm saying? He still was able to hold it together.
Bro, for him to lose KJ, and then make it to the regional final still.
And was tied at halftime, bro.
And was tied at halftime. That third quarter, that little 3 minutes in the second and third quarter killed them. But for him to lose KJ, bro, I don't think we kind of glossed over that. Ray lost KJ in the summer and still made it to the regional finals, bro.
Yeah.
But having said that, if he don't have Jimmy Buckets, he don't make it to the regional finals.
No.
So to say Shaw, we can agree to disagree. We don't think that Shaw was the second best player on the team last year. We think it was Monty, Jimmy Buckets, then Shaw.
And that's what got me with the KK kid, because y'all have seen him and y'all are talking very highly of him, which I don't think people understand. Like, you two guys are talking, y'all have only spoke very high of this kid. He's ranked number 11. But for me, I don't remember the kid. I remember that boy that played defense against Walt, that I had never seen anybody lock Walt up the way he did. I remember Diego, and I remember Turner. And my question to y'all when we was going through this, I said, how does that kid jump over Turner? That's what I asked y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with it, because I'm like, how did this kid jump over Turner?
You didn't agree with it.
Yeah.
Me and Billy D talked up KK. And that's if we been keeping the G and the thing that separated, and it wasn't by much. It wasn't by much that separated that his summer. He didn't play. He was hurt. He can't help that he was hurt. He can't help that he was hurt, and he can't help that them other guys had such great summers. Did anybody see Tyler having the summer that he had? No. Did anybody see LJ having the summer that he had? No. Did anybody see JP having the summer that he had? No. But we can't discredit him because what we know a kid could end up being. But them guys had monster summers. I mean, Daraja had a monster summer.
But to give credit
for us,
I want to say how good of a job you two did with it, because you actually sat there all summer, and Billy D, you ref, so you watching these, Billy D, you refing these games. I don't think people understand where we getting this stuff from. Like, you guys sat there for the whole entire summer league of June, reffing and watching Polk County basketball. What we making an argument for?
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. This ain't no hearsay, bro. This eyewitness testimony.
Because we're gonna speak on it, bro. Is I know for us, man. Let me speak on. We don't need no credibility from another organization that's got rankings. We don't need no credibility from that trash, because we ain't charging people for it. So for me, I don't get high off of none of that right there, because some of y'all got to pay for that.
We doing all this, bro. And that's what every now and then you be like. But for me, I always go back to the kids. And anybody who know me know I've been doing this for going on 30 years. I've never gotten paid for it. It's always been about the kids. And that's the same thing with y'all too. That's why we get along so well. Because if I was doing this for money, I'd have been stopped doing it. But I do it because I love to I think it's well overdue that these kids and these coaches in this county gets the recognition it deserves. That was the whole premise of it. It ain't stopped. So I don't do this stuff off no check. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. If y'all gonna do stuff, y'all gonna do it right. That's just how we are. We professional people. We gonna do stuff with high quality. So ain't nobody finna just be coming off no. And I don't need no other organization, which I won't say the name, to verify what I can see for myself. Only people I need to verify is Corey Toomey and Billy D. Washington. That's law for me. I'll reach out to coaches here and there, and the coaches respect me enough that they'll give feedback to me. Y'all too. Y'all also. That's the only credibility that I need. I don't need nobody. I don't need to go pull up nobody else's stuff to know what's going on in Polk County. I know what's going on in Polk County. That's why, like the hashtag say, we the number one source for Polk County high school basketball. Not none of these other cats. We got the pulse of Polk County. If you want to know what's going on with the kid in Polk County, holler at us. We got you. We don't need nobody else for that. And that ain't me, I don't even talk like that, but that's just facts.
And we forever advocate for kids, all the kids, you know what I'm saying? I know personally that all three of us have reached out to college coaches, letting them know about the talent that we have here in the county. No matter what travel ball program they play for, no matter what high school program they play for, we don't care. What we want to do is just showcase our kids to help get them on the platform to get them in school.
And honestly, like you say, we do it all the time. All three of us got connections, or we know somebody that can make that call. But what you're not gonna get from none of us is the bragging on it. Like I don't make so many calls for people, but it's not worth letting you guys know. Like we gotta sit there. Oh, I help get this
Yeah.
kid in school. That ain't what we doing it for.
No, not at all.
Like we all got connections, man. Like this a game that I've been around, and they helped me get a free education. You think I want to help the next kid get it? Now, whether the kid
bro,
don't like
bro,
what the possibilities can be for them is another thing. But
bro,
all
who
the
doing what we
people,
just did? Who doing what we just did yesterday with this photo shoot for the top 10? Bro, who doing that? How much money you got for that, bro? Since we put it out,
zero.
how much money you got for that? How much money you got for that, Billy D?
Nothing.
And I ain't get nothing for that. And what we talking about, bro? But we did that for the kids, man. For them kids to be how they felt, how they was looking, how their parents felt, how the coaches received it. That's what we do it for, bro. So for you to come in here and be all sideways about stuff that we doing, that's been nothing but positive, that's been nothing but uplifting, that has done nothing but bring a buzz. Let's just keep it G. Brought a buzz back to Polk County basketball. Where was it? Other people
Yeah,
want to do it, and I ain't gonna say names, but other organizations, other media outlets wasn't doing it. You be lucky if you get a box score, a sentence in other publications.
my excitement to see is at the end of the year when we do the mosaic tournament, and you can see the big blue again at the mosaic when you got all the Polk County cheering for all the Polk County. When you got them rival games, the Bartow, Lake Wells, the Lake or Lakeland, Kathleen, Lake Wells, Kathleen, Albany, Winter Haven. We announced the game of the week. They all sold out. They all packed up, full of excitement and joy like it used to be when basketball was something, man. And we can talk about
Bro,
it weekly.
why was summer league like it was this year, bro?
I agree.
Come on, bro. That if anybody was at summer league with the playoff, that Winter Haven Lakeland game at Auburndale Rick, bro, that was like some mess out off TV, bro. I don't know how that stuff was, how that was that intensive, and it was great for the kids, bro. That's all I can care less about whether somebody agree with what we saying or not. It's gonna be fair. It's gonna be done in order. And it's gonna be about these kids. The rest of y'all grown ups that be on these ego trips, y'all for me, y'all can get Ross. I just being honest. As long as we doing right by the kids, as long as we doing right by the coaches and these teams, that's all. And anybody who know me, anybody who know Tuma, anybody who know Billy D, know that's where we at with it. That's where we always gonna be with it. So we expect that you don't agree with it, and that's fine. Let's have healthy debate, but let's have a positive debate.
That's what I'm saying.
We can agree to disagree. Let's just keep help. You don't agree with like Cheese. Cheese don't agree with the top 10. He gave his rationale, his reason. Okay, that's fine. I ain't trying to change Cheese' mind. Cheese ain't trying to change my mind. I'm telling you what we base it off of. You saying how you felt about it, and that's good. And we good. I see Cheese. That's still my dog. We good. I see Shaw. I see Bro. We still good. And my team, we still good.
I don't agree with it.
It's okay to do that. It's okay. We can do that,
y'all. I just thought about that. You know what I don't agree with? I don't agree. You ain't have Amari Stoudemire or Tracy in that 75 list, y'all. Y'all know that? Neither one of them was on that 75 list, man.
Bro, they got current players on there.
How many don't have a body of work? How does Damian Lillard and Paul Pierce make it before Tracy?
How they make it before Dwight Howard? But people forget how good Dwight Howard was, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
But see, that's the thing with us. With us, we gonna by next week on Sunday when we drop the last 10 of that top 50, it's gonna be some trash because people ain't gonna see what I think Dwight Howard problem is. People look at Dwight like we just talked about the frame of reference. People see the Dwight Howard now.
Yeah.
They don't see the Dwight Howard with the Magic. So their frame of not his body of work. And so you don't see his body of work, and you don't see the argument because they looking at what he's doing now with the Lakers, which is nothing, as opposed to when he was Superman with the Magic. A lot of people don't remember Dwight Howard from that, so that's where he getting. That's where he getting.
And he took the Magic to the finals.
He took the Magic to the finals. He beat
They
LeBron.
don't remember the Dwight Howard Magic. That's what I'm saying. Is that so? He ain't get. In my opinion, I ain't in the room to make the decision. My opinion, he got judged off of his last 3-4 years, Laker Dwight Howard, and not his Miami Magic. I mean, Orlando Magic Dwight Howard.
He got at least 2 defensive player of the year. I want to say he got more than that.
I'm gonna give you a name. You're gonna tell me how this guy ain't make the list. I want to get it, but how does Joe Dumars not make that list?
You know, he's not talked about a lot.
Yeah, it ain't sexy, bro. It ain't sexy.
And he was just as important as Isaiah Thomas on that team.
Just as important.
He was just as important as Isaiah. Don't read the chat. You gonna kick CJ out. Don't kick my son out the chat. He he in there trolling. But I mean, they did the all snub team. I think they had Tracy. I think they had Dwight Howard. I think they had Vince Carter. There was 2 more people that was like.
Did Vince make the list?
Vince didn't make it.
So them three was like snubs. Vince Carter. I remember them names. There was 5 names, but it was Vince, Tracy, and Dwight Howard was 3 like notable.
Yo, how does Vince Carter not make the list? But Damian Lillard made the list, bro.
James Harden did too.
Because Damian Lillard had a vote, bro. Damian Lillard had a vote. I don't know how they came up with the list of people who had votes.
James Harden made it. James Harden made it.
Dame ain't been in no finals, CJ. Now, we need to go watch football. Talk about Dame Lillard being in the finals.
Dame ain't been to the finals.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals he did.
Yeah, Western.
He been to the conference. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tracy ain't never made to the finals.
He never made it out of the first round.
Yeah, he did.
When? With who?
San Antonio.
Man, he didn't even play.
He made it though.
Come on, man.
Hey, he knew it would be his way. He was scholar before you even said.
Come on, man.
He made it to
about
the
Vince?
I mean, plug him with dog. Come on, man.
Vince ain't make it either.
No, Vince didn't make it either.
Vince didn't make it to the finals. He made it to the finals.
So they put it up. So their criteria was based on how far you went, right? Oh, I think Grant Hill didn't make. Did Grant Hill make it? I don't think Grant Hill made it either.
He wasn't supposed to make it. Oh my God, Penny Hardaway didn't make it.
I think Penny Hardaway didn't make it. So I mean, but are you? So was their criteria your performance?
Hey, that's interesting.
So see, but once again, CJ, I apologize, y'all. My son CJ, he very opinionated in the chat. He going off of his frame of reference.
Yeah, they were naming them guys from the 60s, man. I'm trying to figure out how you name guys from the 60s over Tracy McGrady, dog.
Yeah, Marley got it.
But they didn't drop anybody. They didn't drop anybody from the top 50. So they kept the top 50 from 25 years ago. They kept them, and they just added on 25 more.
Oh.
So it really wasn't the top 75. It was just added 25 more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I might sound a little crazy and stupid for saying this, dog, but Tony Parker was a better point guard than Dame Lillard.
Joe, my son is a freshman in college. He played ball up. He in college. He a football guy now, but he liked basketball. He a football guy.
Yeah,
so give me all the script.
He wouldn't even know who Joe Dumars is.
Because I think they need to redo that top 50.
He hate all old. He hate all old guys. He like all new school guys.
Hey, listen, dog. Tony Parker was better than Dame Lillard, bro. We talking about stat wise. That boy got 3 rings, and Tony Parker was trying to top 2 point guards in the league for a couple years though.
Well, and that's the thing. I think Dame Lillard had a vote, so clearly he voted for himself. And I don't know if that one vote carried because he had a vote. I'm trying to figure out how they got that. Tony Parker was an old man by the time
Ginobili didn't make it either.
Who you said?
Ginobili didn't make it. Paul Gasol didn't make it. It was a lot of people that be considered. Because
So they
I think
probably
they need to redo that top 50.
They probably
Oh,
should have
they
started from
definitely
scratch.
in the top 50.
Yeah.
The process, but like I said, if you look at the list of who got to vote, it's almost like the people that got to vote voted for themselves. Some of them people,
Because I
you
mean,
can say
now you know I'm definitely a Chris Paul fan. I see Jason Kidd made it, which was well deserving. Chris Paul just made it to the finals, bro. So what? Chris Paul hadn't really did anything. We criticized Chris Paul for years for staying hurt during the playoffs. He made it.
Bro,
yeah. AD
what-
had a vote, Revis. That's why he made it. He had a vote, so he voted for himself. I'm sure.
Tuma, defend Jason Kidd for me, bro. Why he should have made it?
NBA champion. Probably led the league in assists, top 2 in assists. One of the best defensive point guards ever. Jason Kidd was the legit, bro. Hey, listen.
I'm not saying he wasn't good.
No, hear me out though. Bro, I've been around 3 or 4 NBA players, right, at different times. And I tell them to name like the top point guard, and all of them say Jason Kidd.
Okay.
Jason Kidd was a walking triple double though. He was like, he was.
Bro, Jason Kidd was any Hall of Famer, bro. Jason Kidd was a major problem, bro.
I'm with you. His stats.
You know how Jason Kidd guy. You know how Jason Kidd guy, coach.
His stats are not sexy, bro. He averaged 12 points a game for his career.
How many assists he had? He was a triple double though. He might have averaged 10 rebounds and 10 assists though.
I don't believe Gary Payton should have made it.
Huh?
I don't believe Gary Payton should have made it.
Gary Payton might be the defensive guard.
You a defensive coach and you gonna say that stuff there, boy?
The what?
You a defensive coach and you gonna say that?
So if we got Gary Payton and Pumpkinhead, who you taking?
Pumpkinhead.
Exactly.
I'm saying, but who's a better? He might be the best defensive point guard in the history of basketball, coach. Name somebody better. Name a better defensive point guard than Gary Payton.
I'm with you on that.
No, hold on, Jason Kidd.
But is he top 50? Is he top 50 ever though?
Man,
I just don't think he top 50 ever. That's just me. I don't think he top 50 ever.
All right.
So being the best defensive point guard in the history of basketball ain't deserving of top 50. Top 75. I mean, not top 50, top 75 of all time.
I mean, maybe top 75, but he in the top 50 though.
He was originally top 50.
I think he was in the original top 50.
So if you're the best defensive point guard in the history of basketball, that's not deserving of top 50.
Did James Worthy make it?
No.
James Worthy ain't make it now.
You gotta do other stuff too. I don't.
Steve Nash was like the all-time assist leader for the NBA, right? He the all-time assist leader, right?
Who that?
Steve Nash.
Who?
Oh hell no.
Steve Nash all-time assist
leader.
Oh
no, okay. John Stockton still is.
Steve Nash don't deserve it.
Steve Nash don't deserve to be top 50, top 75. You don't think?
No. Steve Nash ain't better than no Jason Kidd. Stockton ain't better than no Jason Kidd.
Yeah, I got it. Stockton. No, Steve Nash got steals or Stockton got steals?
Stockton got steals.
Nash was 2-time MVP. That don't mean nothing. Y'all say he didn't deserve MVP. Is that the next argument?
One of them years that should have been Kobe MVP.
Yeah.
One of them should have been Kobe.
Yeah, I agree. Steve Nash don't supposed to be on the top.
On one tonight, but so
hey, can I get that? Hey, can I answer that question? Can you ask me that question that you're supposed to ask, man, before we?
All right. So this
I want to get a little more positive energy to get off the rankings, bro. We kind of went in a little bit.
All right. Last question. So, which one of y'all in the chat? Y'all, this for y'all in the chat also, and this to Tuma and the coach, Billy D. Which one do you all think holds more weight? The fourth option on a great, and this is probably an Iggy question. He live not bashing us, so he ain't gonna even hear the question. But this to his point. Which one holds more weight? The fourth option on a great or a good team, or the first option on a bad team? Once again, which one holds more weight? The fourth option on a good or great team, or the first option on a bad team?
Man, I would take the fourth option on a great team before I take the first option on the bad team. I've seen guys that were supposed to be like that were really good stat wise. And okay, so dang, I hate putting this out there like that. We had a kid average like 20 something, like 28 a game in Polk County a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know you're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first option. And then you got somebody like there was a fourth option on a Bartow team, like a Jordan Lowry or something like that. That probably I would pick over. I think the fourth option on a great team for me.
When was Allen Iverson the fourth option on the team? Joe Black. Who was 3 players better than Allen Iverson when he was like his last year in the league?
No, he said Allen Iverson was the first option. First option on the bad team was Allen Iverson.
Oh, okay. I read it wrong. 2 minutes. That second cup. Sorry. But I read it too fast. Hold on now. All right. So I see in the chat, I see most people, it's kind of split.
It is.
It's kind of split between the fourth
You
option.
be the fourth. Hey, I've seen a great team have 4 All-Stars.
Who?
It's happened before him.
What, Golden
Four?
State?
4. Golden State had 4 All-Stars, bro. Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Curry, and Green all made the All-Star team.
So you would take Green on that team before you would take what would be
Green
first option on the back that
It
year?
can't be the NBA, but it's hard to say a professional team. It's hard to really say the best option on the worst team is a professional basketball player.
So we say from a high school standpoint, then we got to keep it high school then.
Yeah, man. You go to NBA, that's a whole different ball game.
Okay, so we'll keep it high school. So y'all, it's split in high. We talking high school, y'all in the chat. So on a high school team, it's split between whether you would take the fourth option on a good or a great team, i.e. Montverde or IMG, as opposed to the first option on a bad team, like you said, Montverde.
I will say this: that fourth option has to be consistent and produce stats that give us this argument. All right, so you can't be that fourth option averaging 5-6 points a game. You know what I'm saying?
In the NBA, you can because Rajon Rondo was that fourth option. But that's why I didn't want to go there to the NBA because you got Rajon Rondo with Ray Allen, Garnett, and Pierce. In high school, that's what I said. You go high school, but still, if you in high school, it kind of I'm taking the fourth option of a great team.
You're taking the fourth option in high school too.
Because you got Montverde, you got 4 All-Americans.
That's true. I mean,
let's not say Montverde. Let's
my 2012 team.
The fourth guy in Montverde is still an All-American.
Who was your fourth option on that 2012 team?
My 2012 team, I had 4 kids average double digits.
Who was the fourth option?
Brooks, Doug.
Yeah, that's why exactly. So that's why I'm taking that fourth. I'm taking the fourth option.
I had Marcel, Lil Baby, and Monte Finner. But all of them was like over 13 a game. Then I had Doug coming in. He averaged like 13 a game too. So my fourth option on that particular team was actually better than a lot of people's first option.
And I've seen first options in high school teams get another great player, and they don't even be the first option anymore. They get exposed on it, and this just happened in Polk.
Yeah,
I guess that Kathleen team was it 2001 or 97 when they had like 100 they was like 100 deep. I guess that they fourth option on that Kathleen State team would probably be the same conversation. I guess.
She's got a good one right there. So you take.
So nobody take the first option.
Huh? Look.
Nobody taking the first option.
You take Idell Bell, Miguel Paul, Dominique Davis, and Kevin Foster.
Yeah, I mean, that's
what I'm saying. So what I'm hearing is nobody is taking the first option.
Nah, I ain't taking the first option.
So So as it relates to transition to the college level, would a college coach look at a fourth option before you look at the first option? Y'all thoughts on that?
Yes. On a travel ball team that's deep like that, that happens all the time. But they look at efficiency instead of volume. That's what coaches look at. So if you play, say you play 15 minutes, you go, 4 from 6, shooting, 8 rebounds, and turnover to assist ratio is high. They look at efficiency over volume. That's what coaches look at. Because you got to imagine, especially when you start getting with these shoe company teams, they deep. So the fourth option on them teams can go play Power 5 basketball somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? The fourth option, like high school scenario. If you're a fourth option high school guy, would a college coach look more the fourth option high school guy or first option high school guy? Not travel ball, not super team, just high school. It's just a good or a great high school team. That's a traditional high school team.
I would say no. But, the reason why that college coach is coming in is because that first or second option, they probably pretty good. It's a good chance that you can get noticed because of that first option. I've seen that happen before too, but they're not coming in there looking at the fourth guy.
And then the first option, I want to know I would like to see who the first option competing against on a bad team because they might not even be playing nobody and still suck. So I'm taking the fourth option on a great team. What's the answer to this? What was the response? You said it was something.
We'll talk about it off the air. Coach
Okay.
Billy can tell you out there. It's just so most,
Now,
if not
did y'all
everybody.
think I was going to say the first option? Did y'all think I was going to say the first option on the?
No, we just wanted original response. We wanted.
Yeah, we'll give you the context here when we get off here in a little bit, in a couple minutes. But so most people say they would take the fourth option. There's a couple people say they'll take the first option, but most people saying they would take the fourth option on a good or a great team.
Man, I don't even want to coach a star team and have one good player. He might not even be that good.
So you think he on the first option, but he ain't really that good. He just ain't nobody else with him. So
he might not even be that good. Yeah, he might not even be that good, bro. He just ain't got nobody else around him. Again, no disrespect to kids. I just seen too many guys that average 20-some a game. They get on a team. They go to transfer from a school and go to a team that's good, and they become the eighth option.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen guys averaging 26, 27 a game at a small school and then leave the small school and go average 5 points.
I've seen that.
So I couldn't take that first option.
Firsthand, I've seen that. So that happens.
I tell you this. A lot of people coming up this year that averaged a lot of points last year will not average that this year because of people transferring and roles changing on different teams.
Oh yeah, I know one school in Lakeland already like that. We saw that this summer.
So,
yeah. Facts.
And that's another thing we took in consideration. People roles have changed on their team from last year to this year. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not be that guy this year. Maybe your team added some people.
Yeah, your role changed from one team to the next too. Yeah, your role change. The system might be different.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Well, this was a good one, man. This was a good one. I got one more question to leave y'all with. I know I get you a thought question before we leave for the night. We got it out of our system. Probably a little more than folks got it, you know.
I'm good, man. I'm sleep good either way. I thought it was just funny. After the whole situation was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm good too. So this is a thought question. Y'all can ask this in the chat too. What would you do? What would you do if you had 1 year to live? 1 year to live, and whatever you chose to do, you would have guaranteed success at it. What's one thing you would do if you had 1 year left to live and whatever you chose to do, you would have guaranteed success at it.
And you going after 1 year?
You're going after 1 year. You got 1 year left. You can choose one thing, and for that 1 year, whatever you choose, you're gonna have guaranteed success at it, regardless. But after that 1 year, you're going. What would you do?
Be a pastor.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. I wasn't ready for that one.
What, man? I'm serious.
I wasn't ready for that one. I will make sure I attend that church the whole year. You hear me?
Oh
The
man!
entire year.
Play the lotto, play the NFL.
Oh my God!
Create a mess to make me live longer. Scratch offs. One thing guaranteed success for that whole year. Bro said he'll be a pastor.
If I'm guaranteed success for the whole year, what would it be? Man.
I ain't trying to coach in sports to be successful. I want to get close to the Lord. I know I'm gone. That wasn't funny to y'all, but I was serious, man.
I know you was. That's what
I
made
know
it
you-
hilarious.
That's why I'm laughing. I would create a company, some type of company, organization, foundation, or something that would continue to create and generate income after I'm gone. So I would create a company or organization that would continue past my year, so my family would be good. That's what I would do.
I got a question after you got after Billy answer.
Man,
Cool. Yeah, man, you got come get your boy, man.
Bro.
He'll be over there Friday, man. He
Man, I'm so conflicted with this, man. But
Derek Jackson, I seen that too. I played with that. Guy was killing in high school and was garbage in college. What you gonna do, Billy D?
I probably would kind of align myself with coach, but not so more so with the generational wealth. It's more so just creating something where underprivileged kids will have the opportunity to go to school, something like an I school like LeBron got. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so I didn't think of that.
I like that. I like that.
So I
You
think
got one more question?
Mine was selfish then. To y'all, mine was selfish.
It wasn't selfish, bro.
I
just wasn't expecting
I would learn some things that I so it just be like that. So if you had the opportunity to go back to your high school, your senior year in high school, and tell yourself one thing that could change your life from where you at now, what would it be? What would you tell yourself?
invest in Amazon.
I would tell myself, I guess it's two parts of the same thing.
Yeah.
I would tell myself to invest in Apple and not get out of computer science my first semester at Tuskegee. Because if I'd have stayed in computer science, I would have been a CIS major. So if I'd have did computer information systems and invested in Apple, it would have been. I was in computer and CIS for one class, and I went and transferred my major after one class. So I would tell myself to stay in computers because that was the future, and I didn't see it then.
Like if it's not like the stock market option, like I just said, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, something like that, I probably would basically go back and tell myself to make that business decision that we always talked about, like early. You know what I'm saying? Like investing more and get my body ready, in the training, in the weightlifting. You know what I'm saying? We lifted, but we just lifted because that's what coach told us to do. You know what I'm saying? I think I could have did a lot more to prepare myself to play at the next level.
Would you all have went to college still? based off of the different ways you can make money now, would you all have still went to college, knowing what you know now about different ways to make money? Would you still have went to college? Would you have told
I still
yourself
went.
then to still go to college?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have went.
I'd have went for the experience, bro.
Man, I ain't had the patience to sit up in the people class when I was done. Nah.
I still would have went, bro.
I just wonder would you have. Oh man,
still a
I just
college
wonder
experience,
if
bro.
we can come back.
It's still a college experience. You know what I'm saying? Being able to see those different things. So I still would have went. But, like I said, I'd have been making those business decisions like while I'm in college. You hear stories about the dude that owned Varsity that's in Atlanta. He dropped out of Georgia Tech, opened up a restaurant across the street and became a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So anything could happen. I would definitely be more inclined to trying to make money as a college student.
Okay.
Hey,
man. Well, that's it for the. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all, man. This was like old school, man. K tonight, man. We gotta do this a little more often, man. But appreciate y'all rocking with us, man, with the midweek edition. We'll continue to drop our top 10 players and teams, and then Sunday, we're gonna do the top 5 and everything. And one thing y'all know about us, man, we're gonna stand on what we say. We're gonna be consistent. We're gonna be for the kids and for the culture and for the teams and for the programs. And it's not gonna always be sexy. It's not gonna always be popular, but it's gonna always be consistent. Always gonna be for the hard, not gonna be for the good of the kids. As long as we do that, we're good with it. We appreciate the debate. We welcome the conversation, and we just hope y'all keep rocking with us. We appreciate y'all, man. We don't take it for granted. And until next time, man, Ho Coots, we out, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy, man. Be safe out there.